Hey crafters, it's me Jen Evers with Quality Crafts and welcome to another 1 in 10 by Jen from Mailbox to Masterpiece. If you're new, you're probably like, what in the world does that mean? It just simply means that if you want to send in your scraps, I will create a card for you in 10 minutes and then send it back to you. Anyone is free to participate, you just have to be a part of our group on Facebook. That also is a piece of cake because guess what? It's commitment and drama free. That's right, you don't have to worry about being kicked out. Everybody and anybody is welcome. Right now our group is open, so you can invite your friends, add them in. And we are very careful about removing anyone and anything that may create drama. Hopefully you'll never even notice it because I will remove both people and just move on. Today I'm pulling out stuff for week number 159. So if you enjoy this series, I have 158 more for you. Just have to go back and look for them. I do have a playlist. I don't always remember to put them in there, but I also have a whole series of these done in just 5 minutes. So you might want to check that out as well. It's super cool. Now I'm just going through Brenda Gentry's stuff that she gave us. Thanks, Brenda. And there's a little thank you already in there. I love that because I have a really hard time with sentiments. I don't know about you, but I should start out with the sentiment, but I just love creating. Sentiments usually come later, like when I need a card and I'm like, oh yeah, that would be perfect for that. And I have all these little gems, so I'm going to pop those out of the bag because they're easier to grab last minute to add on a card when they're already dumped out. And the timer has started. I've got 10 minutes to create this card. Thank you, Brenda, so much for sending your stuff in. I'm going to start out by making a card base. You won't be able to see me create it because I'll be cutting it off to the right where my big cutter is. But I'm making an A2 size card from an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper by simply cutting it in half at 5.5. And then my 5.5 by 8 sheet of paper will be scored at 4 1/4 right there. And I will fold it in half and then we'll move on. You might be interested to know that I have done this video 3 times now. First I recorded it and there was no sound. Then I recorded it with sound. And there was no sound again. And now I'm recording it for the 3rd time. 3rd time's a charm. I think I got it right. So I'm going to lay down just a couple of different colors and formats of this paper, pattern paper, and decide how I think it looks good and how in my mind it's going to come together. And then I'm going to start gluing on those layers so that I can continue from there. Do you want to be a part of this series by sending in your scraps? All you have to do is join Quality Crafts on Facebook and we will get you the information and the address to do so. Anybody is welcome to do that. Now I want to add this thank you sentiment, but it's on this light blue paper that doesn't exactly match. So stick around. I'm going to do something to that sentiment paper to make it match. I'm mulling it over in my brain right now. You can probably kind of tell that. Most of the gluing will be done by ATG, but there will be a little bit of Aleene's Tacky Glue at the end as I get to the smaller pieces. Use whatever glue you have available to you and that you like. I know in the industry there's standards and there's glues that people really push, but honestly if it works for you, stick with it. You're hearing some strange noises in the background. That is my adopted special needs dog named Coda. He's 3 and he just got done eating, so he's sitting in his Bailey's chair, just kind of relaxing and hanging out with Mama. And he's making a little panting noise. He doesn't always do that, but... So on go the layers. I'm really hoping that the alarm I have set for Coda doesn't go off until I'm done voicing this, or I'll have to do it a 4th time. This piece right here that I'm looking at, I'm matching up to see, is that really dark blue, navy blue, or black? So I matched it against my sweatshirt to compare, and I decided, you know what, navy blue is perfect enough. I grabbed Stargazer color in Pink Fresh ink I love Pink Fresh ink. It is so cool. I have every single one of them. So I'm going to make it match since it doesn't really match right now. We're going to make it dark blue. It's hard to tell from here, but as I'm rolling that over the ink, I'm lifting up, rolling, lifting up, rolling, lifting up, and rolling to make sure there's ink on all of the sides of that round roller, not just a little bit, because I don't want to create lines. So there's a little tip for you on how you can make that, you know, go over and make just a dark flat, you know, it looks really nice. If you don't lift when you roll, you're going to get it all in one spot, and then you're going to get lines on your project. You're not going to be too happy with that. But that turned out super cool. Baby wipe wipes that right off. You can tell I lovingly used that brayer a lot because there's a bunch of other stuff stuck to it, but it is clean and usable. And they're tools, not jewels, so don't worry about getting them a little messed up. That shows that you are creative and that you're working with the stuff you have. This really cool ribbon kind of reminds me of burlap, but it's a much softer texture and it's really pretty, so I'm going to make a double bow. Are you interested in making double bows too? I have a tutorial for that. Just look up Jen Evers double bow and you'll find a tutorial for that. I do it like several times, I believe, in the video to help you figure out step by step exactly how to make that. Now watch when I pull on this tail here. I pull, it's not tightening up. If it's not tightening up, that means you did it wrong like I did in the video here. Go ahead and unravel the whole thing. Leave yourself a tail and start over again. I apologize that I'm not all the way in the frame. But like I said, if you want to watch that tutorial, just type in Jen Evers double bow and it will come up. So here I've got a nice tight double bow. I'm going to cut a little bit off of that one side. And then I'm going to adhere that and the sentiment to the card. I decided to pop up the sentiment, thank you, and I realized I could put 2 rows of foam tape. You'll see me cut one too short and one too long. So the longer one, the short one I just went with, and the longer one I cut a tiny piece off of it. Just because I didn't want it hanging off the edge, that would look funny. Pop that up, and then I get a glue dot to put the bow on with. It's really all you need is just a glue dot. So there goes the sentiment. Love the way that turned out. And now I'm searching for the glue dot. There it is. Make sure you put your product onto the glue dot and not trying to put the glue dot on with your hand. It'll go so much smoother for you. Okay, the inside. The inside has to have something as well, and I want it to match. So I'm kind of looking at the stuff that I have on the side here. I'm going to remove the tape and the pieces that I know that I'm not going to use again and just kind of toss those in the garbage while I'm coming up with my idea for the inside. I end up going with the shape, hexagon, octagon. I think there's 6 sides. Leave me a comment below if you know. That little piece right there had a little perforation on it, which was perfect. So I grabbed the piece that matches the top so that I can make the inside match it as well. Grab that other little piece and then decide, oh, you know what I could do? I can make that match by brayering another one. So I'm going to brayer that one the same color, and then it's really going to match. Same tip for this one. Make sure you're not just rolling that brayer back and forth. Roll it, lift it up, roll it, lift it up. I do it so fast in this one you can't even really tell I'm doing it, but I am. And check it out, it looks like jean material. If you want to know what color that is, it's Stargazer by Pink Fresh. Perfect jean color, perfect denim color. I have about 2 minutes left. I'm going to put this on the inside. I used that color pattern paper as kind of like a table or a piece, you know, to kind of hook the other piece into. So basically what I'm trying to do is make it look like it was meant to be there and that it's not just floating in space. So that I move up just a tad with my wet glue, and then I put the base on the bottom. So a cute little sentiment could go right in there. Now we're down to about the last minute, so I'll be looking at the card over and in my mind thinking, do I want to add any last minute things? It looks really cute. And then I remember, oh yeah, I dumped out all those little teeny pieces. Let's take advantage of those. So on goes a little bit of glue. And I'm going to pop a couple colors on there. Now the first one I grab I think is pink. But when I put it on, I paused for a moment because it looked really kind of like a tan. But then I realized, well, there's tan and pink on there. So I grabbed a teal for the middle and finished with another pinkish tan. And it all came together beautifully. It was super cute. And since I had time remaining, I added a couple to the inside. My favorite color, burgundy. So I put those two on the inside. Just two. You'll want to go overboard, and it's not really good to put things that are super like popped up and texture wise on the inside, because you don't want that to damage your card going through the mail, you know, after you put it in the envelope and whatnot. So here I'm just telling you that, you know, I'm going to put a piece of paper in here when I ship it. Oh, my alarm went off. Good thing I was done. I'll put a piece of paper on the inside when I ship it to make sure that those little embellishments don't wreck the card and bump it up. Those two right there. And then I'll also put one on the side, on the front, to protect the other ones and the bow. On the back, oops, I got a little bit of ink on the back from using that envelope again. But anyways, on the back I will stamp my information and then I will send it back to Brenda, who sent her scraps in. So that's her card, all finished and ready to go. So picking up all my scraps, what I'm going to do is put them back in the envelope, pop them in the box that I save for Crop in the New Year. So if you want to hang out with friendly, like-minded crafters that are in our group and do something fun but not have to leave your house this New Year, join us from 8 p.m. to midnight on our Zoom. All the information will be in, obviously as it gets closer, because it's not soon, in the Facebook group Quality Crafts. So make sure that you are signed up for that group so that you know all the things that are happening. And don't forget to check out our store, qualitycrafts.com. Have an awesome day. Take care, you guys. Invite friends to the community. Drop us a line if you have any questions. And I cannot wait to see you guys next video.